welcome to Balanced Body and Beyond. And I am back. I have been maybe on a sabbatical. Anyway, life happens and just didn't work for me to do some videos for a while. But I'm super happy to be returning and posting again and offering out some great practices for you to enjoy and benefit from. So today's practice will be a full body practice designed for everybody because you can make modifications, you can make adaptations, and you can move however you need to move. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm super excited. We'll begin in a seated position with our legs crossed. As always, if you need to sit in a little bit of a different positioning, you just do that. Maybe a leg out or whatever, maybe sitting on a blanket or a pillow. Let me take a big breath and a long sigh. And then we'll take our fingertips onto our shoulders and we'll go ahead and incorporate some deep nasal breathing as we roll the shoulders. Inhaling and exhaling. I will just tell you a funny side story. Yesterday, I actually did a nice long 40-minute video. Turns out I never hit the record button. Change directions. Oh, well, but afterwards, I actually wasn't even very upset because I had a lovely practice. Good. Yeah, there's always a positive to every negative. So keep that in mind. Pause here. And we'll do a little side bending, a little lateral flexion of the spine, just some gentle stretching. Get the body in motion without forcing anything. The other funny story is I had to put George in his cage because he just wanted to be with me. I don't know that you can see him on the camera, but he's laying in his bed beside me right now. I think he's going to try to behave so he can stay out. One more. And then bring both arms up. We'll do a little twisting side to side. Look over your shoulder. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. And since my last video, Thanksgiving has happened. I might have done one video after Thanksgiving. Winter has happened. But my eyes are set on spring and being able to do my videos outside again. That time will come, but for now we're still inside and we will just make the very best of it. Arms lift. Open wide, and we'll do a little flexion of the spine by bowing forward, knuckles together, and then opening through our chest. Yeah. Taking a bow, and then opening. So a lot of just nice flowing movements while staying in the seated position, warming up through our spine, warming up through our breathing muscles with big, deep breaths. Let's just try one more of these. Open and hold. And slide your fingertips behind you. Lean back into your palms and lift your chest. And try lifting your hips. See if you can get a nice stretch to the front of the body. And then lower down. We'll extend just the left leg. Good. So get a little stretch to the inside of the leg. And we'll take a side bend here, but we're going to hold this side bend. And as we hold the side bend, we're just going to look under our left arm. See how that feels. So your chest is facing the front of the room or the camera. And then you're going to rotate and point your chest to the floor. So two very different feels for these stretches. And we'll do it one more time in each direction. So now lift your chest, returning to that side bend, taking your right arm over your ear, and then rotating your chest down and pointing it towards your thigh. And then lifting up, we'll slide this right leg behind us and we'll take a 90-degree bend to both knees, just kind of getting those hips acclimated. Take our fingertips to our elbows and we're going to twist, look back behind you. I will say maybe it's been about 5 nights now. 5 nights ago, I slept wrong and I got a huge kink in my neck. And it has taken nearly these 5 days to work it out. I've been trying to really work on turning my head and getting that mobility back in my neck. Look forward, and then we'll just tip forward, take a stretch through the front of the hip. You can do a little slither side to side. Sometimes that little bit of movement just catches the right spot rather than just holding and folding. I'll let you guys decide. Listen to your bodies, see how you feel, and then rise up. Swing your feet in front. Before we do that same stretch on the other half of the body, we'll just fan the legs side to side. More turning of the head, loosen up through the muscles of the neck. And while I have not been doing my videos, I have continued to practice and teach to my people here at my home gym, because we should never stop yoga completely, if we can help it anyway. All right, look forward, and then we'll extend the right leg out and pull the left foot in. We'll start with a side bend. Oh, and I do have to share my biggest news. I'm a grandmother now. My oldest son had a baby. I should say his wife had the baby a few weeks ago, so that's exciting. Can't believe I'm a grandmother. That's just crazy. All right, fold, chest to the long leg, lengthen your spine, and just stay there in that stretch. If you need to adjust your legs any differently, do it. You shouldn't experience any pain in these stretches. Just the sensation of the stretch might be a little uncomfortable. All right, then rotate your chest to the side. Send your left arm over your ear. Yep. And then rotate. Yeah. That's a nice stretch. All right, so lifting up, we'll slide the leg behind us, take a 90-degree bend to both knees, and then lean forward. Now here, you can stay put. You might bring your arms all the way down. You might little shift side to side. I think I'm just gonna hold on this one. Be curious, right? You don't have to go into that very first positioning and stay there. You can move a little bit. All right, so we'll come on up, and then we are going to take positioning like boat pose, but I'm gonna have you keep your heels on the floor and lean back. A good space here is to have your hands resting on your kneecaps, leaning back with straight arms. And then see if you can maintain that, lift your chest up, and then we're gonna join our palms together. We're gonna do a T-spine mobility drill. You're gonna take your hand back behind you and then make like a T-frame, palms together, and then switch. Good. Once again, turn your head, look behind you, and stretch those arms in opposing directions. Be active through your hands. Spread your fingers wide. Ooh, I heard some pops and cracks from my back. Feel good pops and cracks. And those are the best pops and cracks. Can you handle one more twist on each side? This will definitely warm up our core muscles. We'll do some more core exercises before we get into our flow. Hold here, and then sit up. Let's slide our legs behind us, coming onto our hands and knees. We're gonna start with just some hip rocks. Push your hips back to your feet, and then glide your body weight forward. Good? So back, and then front. Spread your fingers wide. Let's balance and tabletop. We're gonna get a few more core exercises in. We're gonna come into bird dog. For that, I'll have you extend your left arm and then extend your right leg. So first balance. And once you're holding this balanced position, You're gonna bend the right leg, bring your heel to your butt, and then straighten. So we're just gonna move from the knee while keeping our quadricep parallel to the mat, nice and still. Tapping into the hamstring, stabilizing our bodies with a strong supported core. Okay, extend and hold. Place both feet down. Good, and then switch. Right arm, left leg, draw your belly in, and then bend at the knee, heel to butt. You're going to keep your body as still as you can. Your shoulders and hips don't rotate. Your stabilizer muscles are completely turned on. And you're still feeling the flow of air coming in and out of the body through your nostrils. Love this. One more. Good. Both knees down. And push back for child's pose. And once you're in this child's pose, we're going to walk both hands to the left side of the mat. And then just stack your right hand on top of your left. We're going to pull back for a little side stretch in this child's pose. So as you walk your hands to the left, your hips actually move to the right. Very mild, subtle movement of the hip, but you can feel it leaning to the right as you stretch the arms to the left. Walk your hands now across the mat. Stack your left hand on top of your right. And then that subtle movement of shifting your hips to the left side. Certainly you can turn your head either way, see what's more natural for you. All right, take your hands in the middle. Tuck your toes underneath you. We'll just do a few hip rocks with our toes tucked underneath, stretching through the ball of your foot. Your fingers are spread wide. Just a little rock here. And then we'll come into our full plank. So straightening your legs, balancing your shoulders over your hips, and drawing your belly in. So we just want to be sure we're not sagging at the hips, but we're also not lifting our hips up. So see if you can find that space where your hips are just below your shoulders, but nothing is sagging. And if you need to, you can reduce the tension and come to your knees. Just keep that in mind. Again, we're like adaptogens, humans, human adaptogen. We just have to adapt to our environment and how we feel on each day. Downward dog, lift the hips, shift your weight back, lift towards your toes, and we'll pedal out the feet, alternating heel presses, shifting weight side to side. You might even pick one hand up and then the other. But make sure you have plenty of space between your hands and feet. Your hips are high, and this feels good. Let's hold still in our downward dog. And now walk the feet forward. We're going to stay here in our down dog. Let the head hang heavily. Give your knees a little bend. Take some big breaths. Now we've been hanging upside down for a little bit. Very slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, bringing your arms overhead. And now with your fingertips pointing to the ceiling, hug your head with your arms and then circle. So we really want to feel that motion coming from our ribs. Yeah? Just letting go of any tightness, tension. Change directions, dialing into our yoga practice. Good. Stretch those fingertips up. Super duper. And then hold here. We're going to come into chair pose, sweeping our arms forward, bending at the knees, and just make sure there's a little space between your knees. right? Now tuck your tailbone under and gaze into your fingertips as you relax your shoulders. So we've little tuck at the tailbone, chest is lifted, gaze to fingertips, and relax through the shoulders. That's a lot, but we'll practice it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive. Once again in this forward fold, letting your head hang heavily. Coming into a halfway up pose. So our hands are going to rest just below the knees. Our spines are long. We'll fold back down and send our left leg behind us. Ooh, squeaky, squeaky, squeaky mat. So we're holding a long lunge. If you're someone whose hips are like this, maybe try bringing your knee down. See what kind of change that brings about in your body. So our hips are low. Then we'll straighten our front leg. This is where our hips can come high, coming into pyramid and pushing our back heel down. And I'm going to have you play a little bit. Yep, play a little bit as far as rocking the body forward and back, up and down, moving from your low lunge to pyramid. You can be very light through the hands. So as you see, my fingertips are just on the mat, not bearing a lot of weight through my wrist or the heel of my hand. I'm really supporting my body weight through my legs. We're going to stay in our low lunge and then bring our back knee to the mat. Bring your arms up, inhale. We're going to take our fingers to our temples, open through your chest, broaden through your chest, and we're going to twist. Bring your elbow to the inside of your front leg, and then rise up. It's a lot of core to be able to maintain stability, and then add that twist and the hinge. It's a very complex move. Your right elbow points to the ceiling as your left elbow points to the floor. And I feel like your body's a sponge and you're wringing out the sponge, getting that last drip of water out. Good. Hold here. Bring your hands back to the mat. Pick up your back knee and move both legs behind you. Good. Nice solid plank here. We'll do some alternating knee drops just to get a little bit more work through the core. If you're on your knees, do alternating knee lifts, right? So this would be an alternating knee lift compared to knee drop. Hold still, and let's bring our chest to the mat. Point your toes, and you'll lift your chest slightly, coming into a cobra. We're going to send our arms out wide. Tap your fingertips to the floor, and then tap your fingertips back onto the mat. And during this process of reaching out and coming back in, we're going to lift and lower the chest. So chest is down, chest is up. Good. You can point your toes. Good. Now, if you see me tuck my toes underneath, which I am doing, it's because I'm getting a foot cramp. So that's just giving me some relief. One more time. And then hold. Palms under shoulders. Then we can tuck our toes under so we can push up into a high plank. Exhale, downward dog. And if you have that urge to move a little bit and pedal out the feet, you can do it. Otherwise, we'll just stay still, pressing your heels down to the mat. And then draw your ribs towards your thigh, open through your shoulders. Slowly move your feet forward. We're going to hold this forward fold and take some spinal twists. Bring our left arm up, and as that happens, bend your right knee, gaze to the ceiling. Both hands down, and then change. Good. Alternating sides. Yep, go as fast or as slow as you'd like. Hold as long as you feel is necessary to meet the needs of how you feel today. Let's take one more twist. And then both hands come to the mat. Inhale, half lift, create that long spine. Folding back down. Reverse swan dive your way back up. Join your palms together, point your fingers to the ceiling, and then we'll take a side bend here. As you bend, look under your arm. Center, and then switch. Little smile goes a long way. Good, and center. Chair pose. So we remember to tuck tailbone under, gaze into fingertips, relax shoulder down, and you can kind of puff that chest upward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive down. Ah, feels so good. Inhale, half lift. And as we fold, we'll send the right leg back on this round. What we do on one side, we always do on the other. So first we're in this low lunge, remembering we can put our back knee down. And then we'll move into pyramid. Straighten your front leg, shift your body weight back, and move between those two poses. You're gonna look to the front of the mat when you're in your low lunge, and then you're gonna look to the back of the mat when you come up for pyramid, right? And that's because you want your head to travel with you and stay in alignment with the rest of your spine. You might end up staying in pyramid a little longer or your lunge a little longer. Regardless of where you are, we'll all come to a low lunge together, and then we all will put our back knee down. Come into this half kneeling position. Arms are going to come overhead. Find your balance and slide your fingertips to your temples. And then we'll do the hinge with the twist. Elbow to the inside of your leg and rise up. That elbow might be coming to your knee. It might be coming closer to your ankle. Just kind of depends where your mobility is. But you know what? We're all doing it, and that's what counts. Ooh, a little wobbly. Right? If it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you. So we need to challenge ourselves. Hold here. Arms come back up. Return to your low lunge so you can pick up your back knee and move both feet behind you. We've returned to our front plank, familiar place. In this front plank, we're going to shift by pushing our hips back to the heels of our feet and then rock forward. So try that again. Push your hips to the heels of your feet, knees just a few inches off the ground, and then rock forward. Now some of you might do this. Come to your knees and rock front to back. It's kind of what we did at the beginning of our practice, but this just unloads the shoulders and core a bit. But if you can stay up onto the toes and knees elevated, you can do that. Get a couple more. There's some work involved in that, right? Yeah. Okay, let's hold our plank. And then once again, bring our chest to the mat, elbows brush ribs. Lift your chest. Try to keep your toes pointed unless you get a foot cramp. And from here, we're gonna reach forward this time and then fingertips under shoulders. Good. So reach forward, fingertips to shoulders. Lower your chest as you reach forward. Lift your chest as you reach back. If this is too much reaching directly forward, You can go back out to the side, or maybe even on a diagonal. All right, that'll be a little less resistance. That forward reach encourages a lot of mobility from our shoulders. I use the word mobility a lot. I love mobility drills. Because you know what? In the end, we want to be mobile. We want to be able to move. Hold here, palms under shoulders, toes tuck under, push up into your high plank, and exhale to down dog. We're going to walk our feet forward. Now we're going to stay put here for a moment, and we're going to lift our left leg in the air. We're coming into a standing split. Right? This is going to come into a little balancing sequence. So your left leg is lifted. I'm going to say it first, and then we'll put it to action. You're going to move from this standing split to star pose without letting the left foot touch the floor. That's the goal. So let's slowly start rising. And as we rise, we're going to send that left leg out to the side. So now we're holding star pose. And we can slowly begin circling at shoulders and hips for a little added extra. Change directions, right? This is just your added extra. You don't have to circle. If you lose your balance, you can place your toe on the ground. Okay, take a pause. Next step, we're going to lift our knee in front of us, bring our arms overhead. Might call it stork pose. I've lost my balance. I'm going to try it again. Yeah, our standing leg raise. And then from here, we're going to twist. Now I'm going to set my front toe on the mat as a little kickstand. Set my twist, wrap my arms around me, look over my shoulder, and then I'm going to lift my knee. You could leave your toe down. You might have done that without placing your foot on the mat at all. Untangle the arms, my foot's still elevated, and send your leg back for warrior one. So the left leg is going to sweep back. Might need to adjust your front foot. And like that, we are in warrior one. Perfect. We're going to take a side bend in warrior one. You're going to send your right arm behind you and then lean on over. Yeah, so you get some internal rotation of that right shoulder with your arm behind you. Nice side stretch. Drop your left hand to your hip and then look back behind you. Relax the left shoulder. So now we're warrior one with a twist. Big breaths, strong legs, spectacular. Reset warrior one with arms overhead and bring your hands back to the mat. Low lunge, both feet back, high plank, chest comes down. Let's take either cobra, upward dog, the whole body lifts. Exhale, downward dog. That wasn't so bad. Maybe I should just speak for myself. Let's walk our feet forward. Take a pause here. And we're going to do that same sequence on the other half. So let's lift our right leg up. Remember, we're going to try not to let the right foot touch the floor. We're grounding down with the left foot. And as slowly as you can, we're going to rise into star pose. Yeah, and if you lose your balance, don't worry about it. Reset, try again. Find a focal point, a drishti. Chest is up, reach open like you're getting ready to hug someone. And then we'll circle at shoulder and hip. Standing tall, pushing the mat away from you with that bottom foot. Tuck that tailbone under for greater stability. Change directions. Think positive thoughts. Think, yes, I can. Yes, I can. The moment you give yourself negative thoughts and say, oh, I can't do that, then you're not going to do it. So we become what we believe. Hold here. Standing leg raise or stork pose, knee up, arms overhead. Now, before you set your twist, you can keep this leg up, or you can drop your front foot to the floor. I'm going to try leaving mine up on this round, setting twist, looking over my shoulder. So I chose to leave my foot up on this round because I just balance better on this side. What we do on one side doesn't have to be identical on the other side. Bring your arms overhead, leg is still lifted. And now send your leg behind you for warrior one. If you don't get a long enough stride, just work into it. Good? Arms overhead. Okay. So we'll take that side stretch. You're going to take your right arm behind you, or left arm behind you, and then lean on over. Keep that front knee bent so it's resting over your ankle. Feel the deep side stretch. And then we'll make this into a twist. So then we'll take this right arm, wrap it in front of us, let your hand rest on your hip. Look as far over your shoulder as you can. My neck is still stiff. I can't look so far, but I'm trying. I'm getting there. Patience. You know, I just can't rush that healing process. All right, arms up, warrior one. And hands come down, low lunge to high plank. Chest comes down. Point your toes, cobra, to up dog, to down dog. We're going to do one more short leg sequence. We'll begin by lifting our right leg in the air. And we're going to step through for warrior two. So bring your right leg towards your hands and then pivot your back foot flat and we'll settle into warrior two. Real important, this front knee stays over your ankle. Open hip position, right? Warrior one is closed hip. Warrior two is open. Stretch your fingertips. Feel your strength. You are strong. You're enough. You're doing fantastic. Remember, positive thoughts. You can. Hang on and take a side angle stretch. You want to intensify it. You could do double arms. There's a binding option. Today, I'm going to stay with where I'm at. But if you know you want to up the ante, I would never stop you. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Reach forward and coming into triangle pose. Some folks will have their bottom hand at their leg. Some folks will slide their hand towards their ankle. Some folks will put their hands on a block. Reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Ooh, I'm wobbling side to side. All right, hands come down and we'll take our flow, moving both feet behind us, high plank, chest to mat, cobra or up dog, and down dog. You know what comes next? Left foot lifts and left step forward and warrior two. So I don't typically like to have my back to the camera, but you know what? There's a big learning curve to seeing the body three-dimensionally from the front, sides, and back. So for you, it's certainly a good learning curve. Stretch those fingertips out, relax your shoulders down, stabilize your front knee over your ankle. We can move into extended side angle from here. I'm looking at my screensaver here on my TV. My last video, I had a winter screensaver, but I love the YouTube screensavers. It just sets a whole different tone in the room. Warrior 2, right? Compared to just a black screen. Straighten your front leg. Let's move into triangle. So really work that reach first. Pull your rib cage to the front of the mat and then side hinge your way down. And low lunge. Both feet back, high plank. Chest comes down. Lift up, maybe to up dog. And down dog. This will be your last down dog. What a super duper job, gang. All right, come to your knees. And as you shift your hips back for child's pose, we'll take our fingertips to our shoulder blades. And feel that nice stretch under your arms, maybe in your tricep. Maybe you're just feeling more length now down your spine. Maybe let the heart rates come down a little bit. Extend your arms out. Hands and knees. We'll do a little cat-cow breathing before we sit down. Round your back, look to your toes, draw your belly in. Inhale, looking up, open through the front of your body. Yeah, scoop your pelvis under. I like, once I'm in cat, really rounding the back, I like to shift my weight back a few inches, and I get this really deep stretch right here in my sacral area. For me, that's really nice. Good, and then open up. Right? It's not going to work for everybody. I like to share my experiences, but my experiences may not be what you experience. If you experience something different and you want to share that, I would love to hear from you. I learned so much from my clients, from the folks who take my classes. I learned so much from watching people move, hold here, and listening to everybody's stories. Come on up, inhale. And let's have a seat. We're gonna come into that cross-legged position where we began. I am so excited to be back and getting videos together for you. Good. And then from here, we are going to do some big head circles. Just drop your chin down and then circle the head as we wind down and finish up our practice. Yep. Oh, still got that tightness in my neck. It's working its way out. And when your chin is towards your chest, just change directions. George has been so good. I think putting him in his cage yesterday was just a good little lesson for him. But I'm going to call him over so he can say hello. George, wakey, wakey. He doesn't want to wake up. Hold here. Then slowly lift up. Give yourself a pat on the back. George, you want to come over here? George. Nope, I'm not going to get George. He's conked out. It's good to be George. Bring your arms overhead. Thank you for joining me. More videos to come. Palms come to heart center. And namaste. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.